All right, guys, welcome back to the Final Shot podcast. Today on the podcast, I've got a very special guest. He is going to be the opponent for my good friend Dario Berdisian, December 1st. It's the Jamaican juggernaut, Shakeel PHINN. How's it going?
I'm good, man. How's it going, man? Thanks for having me.
Well, thank you for coming on. This is usually dangerous territory for some people.
I've heard.
So we got a mutual friend in Manny, Montreal. Manny's been on the podcast many times. He's like, you should have Shaq on. I said, hey, let's do it.
Oh no, for sure. Manny's told me about you guys, and I've seen different stuff with like Dario and Manny and Adam Braidwood and whatnot. And you guys look you look like a cool dude. So I was like, yeah, why not?
I appreciate that. So December 1st, in my opinion, you've got the biggest fight of your career coming up for the IBF Intercontinental title or international title against Dario.
Yeah, big fight. I learned about it. I think the 2 weeks before my October 20th fight, I had October 20th, and the fight was offered to me and my team, and at first I was like, oh, it's kind of weird. I mean, like me and Dario kind of cool, and then I was like, I mean, if fighters don't say no to fights, so I was like, whatever my team wants to do, I'll go with it. You know what I'm saying? So that was that.
I get that. I respect that. Like, you and Dario you're friendly towards each other. You're former training partners. It's an interesting fight.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good fight. We sparred in the past, but it wasn't. It was like a couple years back when he first came down here from Florida. We sparred maybe I think 3 rounds or something like that. Nothing crazy. So it's not even, you can't even tell what would happen in the fight because of that sparring. We're cool, and it should be an interesting fight.
So give me a little bit of background on yourself. You have a record of 19-2 with 13 knockouts. So you've been laying people stiff in the ring for a while now.
Yeah. I got some. I like to think my style is like a boxer puncher. So I can box, but I like to put pressure on the guys and break them down and knock them out.
Yeah, I've watched a few of your fights. You tend to hurt people a little bit.
Yeah, just a bit. That's where the name came in, the Juggernaut. So that's why.
When I look at the fight between you and Dario, it's very interesting because, like you said, you are a puncher, and Dario's very slick. He's a finesse. Yes. He's a finesse type boxer, and he's a southpaw, so it's tricky.
No, it's gonna be tough. I mean, I fought maybe 3 or 4 southpaws in my career, and none of them are anything like Dario. You know, I mean, he's a tall, slick fighter. He doesn't have the biggest pop, but people underestimate his pop because I think when he sits down his punches, I've seen him do some damage. So people like to underestimate him a little bit, and I'm not taking him lightly at all in terms of that. And I mean, those are the type of guys that always kind of give me a little bit of problems, is the tall, slick guys. So I mean, it's gonna be interesting. I've been training hard, and for a while now. So, and we're getting some good guys in the gym to kind of emulate his style too. So I hope he's doing the same.
I like that. Now, Dario does have some pop, but he likes to set everything up. He's very pretty when he boxes. He's got an ugly face, but he's very pretty. You know what I'm saying? But
I hear you.
It's going to be interesting because I believe Dario has the height and reach advantage on you, where you're going to have to cover that distance, get inside, and try to stay inside with him. Where Dario's a fairly intelligent boxer, he's not going to want to sit in there with you for very long.
I mean, I'm thinking this, the smartest thing for for me and him to do, so for Dario to do, is obviously to try and keep me on the outside.
Yeah.
I mean, that's gonna have to be his game plan, and his whole coach's game plan too, and mine's is to get inside. I mean, it's not a secret, we know we have to do, and he knows what he has to do too, and it's a typical matchup between boxer versus puncher. And it's going to be good. It's going to be, I think it's going to be a really good fight. I think we're probably going to steal the show for Friday night because we're going to go at it. It's going to be good.
Well, the event that you guys are fighting on is for Groupie Von Michel, but it's a legit WBC world title event.
Yeah.
But a huge opportunity.
Great card. I mean, we're going to get showcased in front of a lot of good people. Showtime and all that good stuff. Adonis fighting one of Alexander Vukovic,
Mhm.
and I think Lomachenko's going to be in the crowd too. Like, I mean, a lot of good guys are going to be there to notice us, and there's a lot of title fights too. We're like, I think we're the first title fight on the show, and there's like four other title fights too. So it's a huge card, card.
I think there's only one fight on that whole event that's not a title fight.
Yeah, I think it's one or two fights. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, if we want to watch this fight, I'm in Saskatchewan, Canada. The Group Yvonne Michelle's not going to fly me in because I cause shit.
Yeah.
But if I want to watch it, how can I watch it?
I think they're going to play it. I think you can get it like pay-per-view, I think.
Okay, so...
I think they're doing the pay-per-view thing across Canada. And you can get it like on Indigo or something like that. Yeah. So, sit at home, and that's the best seat really is from your couch, really. So
here's what drives me nuts with this fight is we're putting on two of the best super middleweights in Canada. I consider Dario Canadian at this point.
Yeah.
But we're putting that fight on, and nobody knows.
No, I hear you. I mean, like, yeah, like they're not even really promoting it like that. Like, there's a little bit, but the card is big. They have a lot of good guys on the card too. But I think like me and Dario's matchup is better than a lot of guys on that card right now too. I mean, like, there's Michael Zuski's fighting, and he's fighting a guy who's been beat a couple times, whatever, and like, he's pretty good too. The guy's fighting. Bouchard is fighting another guy who's Funeka or whatever it is, and Mariev is fighting for a world title. But I mean, and Oscar Rivas is fighting for a title too, but defending his title. But me and Dario's fight is like, between two Canadians. I think it should be the co-main event, and I really feel like it should be like promoted a lot more. Like he's up and coming. We're pretty much like top prospects now.
Yeah.
And I don't know, man. Like boxing sometimes is like that. So.
Well, there's some serious implications for this fight. Whoever wins goes on is in the top 15 in the world.
Yeah.
Whoever loses goes back down to the bottom and has to start all over again.
Pretty much. That's what I said. I said this is like, it's not like a make or break fight, but it's really like if you get that, you're there. You're there. Like, I mean, like you get that fight, and I mean you're right there with the best guys in the world, and your next fight can possibly be for a world title. Because if you're in the top 15, the IBF guy has to choose one of those 15 guys, and you're there. You know what I'm saying? So if you lose, then it's like, okay, you might be used as a guy who like, okay, let me bring this guy in as an opponent for my guy who can, for another up and coming guy. So, none of us wants to be that guy. We want to be the guy who's like ahead of it and being chosen to fight for a world title. So it's a big opportunity.
So when I look at your record, 19-2, I like the 2.
Yeah,
I like that because you know what it's like to lose.
Yeah. I mean, it's like the losses. I feel like the losses are the thing that made me grow as a boxer.
Those 2 losses are insignificant, but they're significant in your mind.
Yeah.
Because like this time when you go out to this fight, you know what it's like to lose, and you're not going to want to lose, so you're going to fight. Right?
100%.
I like it. I like it when guys have a loss or 2 losses because they know what it's like to dig deep and come back.
Oh yeah, exactly. I've been down before, and I mean like you said with the losses and stuff. So I know exactly how it feels, and I'm definitely not trying to feel that same feeling for this fight. So I'm going out there guns blazing.
Now, would I prefer to see Dario's record at a 17-1 before he fights you? Yes.
I hear you.
But I don't really want him to lose that you know what I mean? No,
for sure. I mean, honestly, like me deep down, I would have rather like me and Dario get built up to a point where like, yo, we're really like people really know, because people know us, but they don't really know us. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, where I feel like they know more me than they know Dario. So I mean, like at the same time, I feel like if we were both built up to, we both had a title, and then we fought, that'd be really cool too, because then it would make more sense. But this is just that type of fight I guess sometimes you need to have in your career too. So it's all good.
It's gonna happen, man. Eventually, you guys were gonna have to fight.
Eventually. I mean, like I said to Manny too. I said, I mean, like I didn't expect it to happen so soon, but I mean, it is what it is. Like we're both super middleweights. at the top, and we're doing pretty well. So same thing like all the other super middleweights out there that are in Canada. I mean, like at some point we're gonna have to fight each other, right? So
Yeah, I would like Manny. I had him on last week. We talked about the fight. Dario wanted him to pick a side. He wouldn't
yeah,
do it. He told Dario to suck a dick. That was hilarious. But I get it where he's coming from because you guys are both in Montreal. You guys are both local fighters. He likes both of you guys. Now I know that
yeah,
he's invested in your career a hell of a lot more than he has in Dario's.
yeah,
You guys are very close.
yeah.
But it's a tough spot, and he like he said, he'd rather you guys compete for a world title down the road somewhere. But realistically, this is just as good.
No, for sure, for sure. I mean, and you never know whatever happens in this fight. Like obviously, I'm expecting to come up on top, just like how he's expecting to come up on top. And you never know if it's a good fight, and you know, and I beat Dario up a little bit, and then we have a rematch down the line. You know, so you never know what can happen in these type of fights. So it's a good test for both of us.
See, now it's tough for me. Like I'm close with Dario. I talk to him every day. But now I'll talk to you. You're a nice guy. I don't want to see you get punched in the face now.
I mean, that's the sport that we're in, man. That's the sport that we're in. So it's bound to happen.
It's very true. Now I see your vehicle is stopped.
Oh, we're in traffic.
Oh, okay, good. Hopefully this holds out for a little while and you got an hour.
Yeah.
But so break it down for me what Manny Montreal does for you, because he seems to be very busy and he's always at the Donnybrook gym taking photographs and repping you hard.
I mean, Manny, he's just like since I turned pro, like he's pretty much been there, and you know, he tries to get me different sponsors, and he's been working hard, you know, like helping us up at the gym and promoting the gym, and you know, promoting me on all of his stuff. And I mean, he's just a great guy, just a great soul, man. Like people like to shit on him a little bit, but I honestly, like, Manny's a great guy, man. Great person.
So did Manny ever tell you how him and I got on each other's radar?
No.
So I'm friends with Steve Claggett.
Okay.
Steve Claggett sauntered over to Quebec and beat Ulysses, and it was a controversial decision. I'll give it that.
Yeah,
it was close.
Yeah.
But Manny went on the social media tirade with counting punches, and
yeah. I remember that.
He did a video, and he begged for somebody to rebuttal him via video, so I did.
Yeah.
And basically the only thing I could say was maybe Ulysses did win, maybe he did lose, but at the end of the day, there's 3 judges that are in each side of the ring.
Very true.
And they chose that decision. And there's nothing we can do about it now. So now we have to move on.
Yeah.
Let's do a rematch. Whatever. Who cares? I know Steve's down. But then I got to know him. He's a very nice guy.
Yeah.
I like Manny a lot. He's been on the show a bunch of times. And I'll be straight up. I'll say that boxing in Canada is very lucky to have somebody that's willing to go to those lengths.
Oh yeah, for sure.
To eat ramen noodles and live in some weird basement or whatever the hell he's doing over there. But you're lucky too. You got a guy that's backing you right now. That he's got a good media presence, and he's willing to go to any length to make you succeed, which is cool.
No, for sure. He's a great person, man. Great guy.
Now, I watched your last fight, and I was trying to get a little bit of dirt on you from the last fight, and I was like, shit, this fight's only going 1 round. And then he was a southpaw.
He was a southpaw. The thing was, it was weird because we had another guy before that he was supposed to fight, and it was like a last week, 2 week before switch. I was supposed to be fighting former world champion Manny Siaka.
Okay.
And I guess he must have got cut in sparring, so they couldn't bring him in. So then my manager's like, well, since you're fighting Dario, let's get a southpaw in, you know?
Yeah.
So I said, whatever, I don't care who you guys bring in, just bring in somebody because I still want to fight. So they brought in a southpaw, and I was watching him. I saw he's done a couple rounds with some top guys. And so then when that happened, I was like, oh shit, okay, I'm not really getting any rounds in here, but it is what it is, you know?
You got the win, you got the paycheck, you got to go home unscathed. I like
exactly.
That. I like that.
Exactly.
So did you know about the Dario fight before you jumped in the ring that night?
The thing is, it wasn't even like it wasn't a thing that was officialized. It was just like, okay, they said like, oh, Shaq, how would you like to fight on December 1st? And I said, of course I want to fight on December 1st. He's like, oh, for a title. And I said, yeah. He's like, but guess who your opponent would be? I was like, I don't know, man. I don't care who to fight. I just want to fight. And he said, we're thinking of getting Dario Berdician. I'm like, oh shit, really? I'm like, Dario wants to fight me? I'm like, last time I spoke to Dario was talking about moving down to 160 or something like that. And then he's like, I'm like, well, then he's like, no, I think we're trying to make the fight. And we spoke to his people, and that's what they're trying to do. I was like, oh, I mean, well, if Dario wants to fight, then I guess we got to fight. So that was it. And then, so I knew about it before, and then we got to Southpaw, and then, yeah.
So that night, I was watching the fight, and then Manny texted me. He goes, yeah, Shakeel's fighting Dario. I said, what the fuck's going on? I didn't know about this because I just had Dario on the podcast. He said he didn't have an opponent yet, and I was like, okay, well, let's try to find out. And I was like, oh no, it's Shaq.
Yeah.
Shit. It's a real fight, man.
No, this is a real. I mean, for both of us. I mean, we like obviously we've been fighting guys to kind of build us up and stuff like that. So I mean, now it's like, okay, this is like a real big test for the both of us. So it's gonna be good.
This is like people that tune into boxing and watch boxing. There's guys that show up to get beat. There's journeyman boxers and there's world champions.
Yeah.
So right now, in my opinion, we're pitting two uncrowned world champions together in an intercontinental title fight, which is amazing.
It's great. It's great.
And I do agree with you. It should be the co-main event on that card. I can't jump you ahead of Adonis Stevenson and defending a WBC world title. Realistically, would I like to see Shakeel Finn versus Dario Berdician December 12th as the main event? 100%.
That would be great. I mean, we could have been headlining something, at least even a little casino show.
Yeah.
They could have made us headlining a casino show, which would have been great too. But I mean, the undercard of Adonis Stevenson is a big venue too. It's I don't know if you know the Bell Center at all in Montreal. So it's almost as big as the Bell Center, but it's in Quebec City.
Oh wow!
So it's about the same type of venue, and it's a great card. You know, and then we get to be noticed by a lot more people than just being at the casino. So it's I rather this, but I mean, like, obviously a main event would have been cool too.
Now, how old are you now?
I just turned 28.
So you're entering your prime years right at this point.
Pretty much. I started a bit late too. I mean, I started boxing at like 21.
Okay.
I walked into a boxing gym and I just was like, you know, I wanted to do some training for football, and then I tried boxing and it really helped me out. And you know, I got beat up in my first sparring, and I was like, okay, I'm sticking with boxing. Let me take it from here.
So your first sport was football.
Yeah, I played football for like most of my life, and I played many sports, but football was like my main sport.
Okay.
And then I was looking for just like a different training. I heard that like, you know, some football players, I played running back, so a lot of football players try to do stuff to open up their hips, and I was like, okay, I heard boxing's a good thing to move and footwork, whatever. And so I took it up, and it was really good.
Okay, now here's my next question, because you do not have a French accent at all.
Nope.
Do you speak French?
I do.
Okay.
I went to French. My mom put me in French school. I've been in French school like most of my life too. So I speak. Je parle français très bien.
So you're obviously not from Quebec.
I'm not a Quebec. Well, I was born here. I was born in Montreal, Quebec.
Okay.
My mom was born here, but her family and my dad was all born in Jamaica. So and I've only been in Jamaica a handful of times, but yeah. So I'm Jamaican, but I'm born here in Montreal.
But you've grown up your whole life in Montreal.
Most of my life was here in Montreal. I moved to the States, moved back, moved to Toronto, moved back, like different stuff like that. I moved around a lot, but I was mostly here in Montreal.
See, I was expecting to talk to a guy that's going to have like a George St. Pierre thick accent, not going to be able to understand shit. And then you come on here and you talk like a regular Canadian. Not saying that French people aren't regular Canadians, but
like, thank you for having me on the final podcast.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was expecting. But
no, man. Like I was raised like pretty much English, but I went to French school. You know.
What other languages do you speak?
Just English and French. Well, trying to learn some. I have an Armenian girlfriend. Trying to learn some Armenian for Armenian kids soon. So we'll see.
She's in the vehicle, right?
She is.
Okay, let's not piss her off. Let's just. All right, so football was the first love. Then you got into boxing at 21 years old.
Yeah,
Is this your full-time gig?
pretty much. I mean, that and running the gym and I guess training. I do personal training too, like training clients and stuff like that. So, I mean, yeah. So running the gym, my gym, Donnybrook, and boxing.
That's your
That's
gym.
yeah. Donnybrook Boxing Gym is me and my coach's gym.
Oh shit, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
That's dope, man. I like that.
yeah, bro. Yeah.
See, I've been seeing Manny repping in all these Donnybrook like toques, and I'm like, where the hell can I get these? These are dope because I'm a hockey player.
Okay.
Like I played high level hockey growing up.
So you know what a Donnybrook is.
Know all about Donnybrooks.
All right.
And then from hockey, I went into mixed martial arts and kickboxing.
Okay.
So yeah, and I'm like, okay, well, there's a gym named Donnybrook. I love
Yep.
that.
So we're gonna have to send you some gear.
Where did the name come from?
So well, it's an Irish name, right? Like Donnybrook
Yeah.
is an Irish thing. So Ian McKillop, which is my coach, and our other partner that in the gym, they're both Irish guys. So I didn't really have much say in the gym name because the Irish guys wanted to do their own thing. So I said, okay, cool. So they were looking for names, and there's a street near our street is on the gym street is on Brock Street. So they're trying to like do something with that too. So and then they're like, okay, something Irish, like, oh, Donnybrook. Donnybrook means kind of like a brawl or a fight, or it has that term. So it kind of just rung with the gym, and the name kind of had a nice ring to it too. So just stuck to it.
I love it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get some gear. I would love to rock it on the podcast.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. We have to send some up to you for sure.
Because you know that this is being video recorded for YouTube, right? I didn't tell you that.
Yeah. I know. I watched Manny's interview too, so I know.
I've snuck up on some people. Steve Claggett, I snuck up on. I failed to mention that I was going to be on YouTube. He like just rolled out of bed. His hair was all over the place. It's hilarious. So you've got the gym. You're a part owner of the gym, which is amazing because now you have your own place to go. You can go there whenever you want.
Exactly.
So you and Dario are cut from two very different types of cloth.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So he's over at Grant Brothers Boxing. That kid can get whatever he wants.
Yeah.
You're over at Donnybrook Boxing, grinding it out hard, and this is
pretty much
your full-time gig.
Yep.
That's a very hard thing to do when you get into the sport at the age of 21.
It's tough, man. I mean, like, and I mean, I took up the sport. I didn't have that much. Well, I was amateur for 3 years. So about 3 years or so, and I had about 50 fights.
Yep.
Give and take. Didn't reach the like national level. I didn't go to nationals. I went to the Golden Gloves. I would get third and stuff like that. So my style was always meant for like the pros. Well, so I felt, and my coach was always saying to me too. And like we always been jumping around from gym to gym. So I trained at a gym called Hard Knocks in Montreal. It's owned by Herbie Wine. He's a guy who takes a lot of pictures and stuff for different fights. And I went to the Grant Brothers gym, and I was there for quite a bit. So me and my coach would we bouncing back and forth from gym to gym, and then we found our own place and opened up our gym, and just been there ever since.
So 21 to 28, you've been training boxing for 7 years.
Pretty much, yeah. Pretty much.
I've been doing combat sports for 20.
Oh shit!
And I can't get a fight. It might have something to do with this thing that's attached to the front of my face called a mouth, but good for you, man. That's a hard. It's very hard to do that, to be able to fuel a whole life off of like either running a gym and competing professionally.
Oh yeah, I mean it is tough, but I got good people around me too.
Yeah,
and I'm trying to make smart decisions too. Just trying to set myself up for a long run, because a lot of boxers now too, it's like, okay, yo, you make decent. We're not making tons of money. We're making decent money right now, but nothing that you can live off of. So like that little money that you get, you kind of have to put it in little things so that you can be set up for later on. So I have good people around me that's showing me the right things to do with my cash. So it's all right.
Yeah, and I know as a fighter, you got to cut weight.
Yeah, which is like not a very cool thing, but yes.
No, but do you live with your girlfriend?
I do.
Oh, she must hate you at those times when you're dropping the weight. It gets nasty, bro.
I mean, You know what? Like in the beginning, like it's something new, so she's not used to. But afterwards, like it's been a while now. So we've been together like 4 years, so it's like she knows, like, she's been there for like all the fights. So it's like now she kind of, when I get home after like a little weight cutting session, if I have to do a little bit more at the house, she'll help me out and shit like that. Like she'll stay up and with me at night, so she helps out a lot too. So she understands. She understands.
Well, boxing's not quite as nasty as mixed martial arts or anything like
No,
that, where I've
no, no.
cut
Those
22
guys.
pounds
Oh
before.
yeah,
But
those guys cut like crazy amounts of weight the night before, which is
yeah, I'm guessing that you stay fairly close to your fighting weight, within
I'm
8 to 10.
Yeah, like I mean, it depends. I mean, like say like I have like a big time off from boxing, like a good like month off from not doing anything, then I can gain like I can gain like 50. I can be like 15 to 20 pounds over.
Ooh.
But once I start training camp, I'll be like right in that range. So like once I start back in training, my body gets back used to it. So I only have like 10 pounds or so, so everything's okay.
So after a fight, like after your last fight, when did you go back to the gym?
Well, so I was forced to take a week off. I didn't
Okay.
want to because I'm like I didn't. My coach always wants me to take a little bit of break. He never wants me to go like right back into stuff. He knows all about the stuff, all about the sports. I always listen to what he has to say. So I want to get right back into the gym on the Monday.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, take a week off, and then we'll start back the week after. So pretty much I took the week off and started back afterwards.
Well, that's not as bad as some guys I know that go back 2 months later or a month later.
No, well, I knew that I had a huge fight against Dario, so I didn't take any damage from the last fight in October, October 20th. So it was like, okay, we'll just take that week off and get back into the gym, start sparring the week after. So I'm starting sparring next week,
Okay.
and yeah, so that's it, man.
So me personally, if I fight on a Saturday, I want to be in the gym on the Monday, even if I'm just sitting there.
Yeah,
I like a routine because I'm notoriously a lazy person.
no, I hear you. I hear you.
I like to keep the routine going because if I don't, then I fall off the wagon and then it's over.
Yeah, I hear you. I mean, with me, like, because I'm always in the gym. I pretty much live at my gym, right? So I mean, so I was in the gym teaching my classes in the Monday night. So I'm in the gym pretty much every day. So I mean, like, it's hard for me to kind of get off track. So I'll still be taking a break, but I just won't. I'll be in the gym. So I'm around the boxing, I'm around the smell of it, everything. So it's good.
So break me down a regular day in your life. Like, what are you doing?
So yeah, so waking up, either I'll have a strength conditioning in the morning before I go do my regular training with my coach Ian, or I'll go straight to the gym, do a little bit, maybe either do a run and then start my training. I train, I eat, go home, come back to the gym, do my class, maybe do a run at night, or go back home, go to sleep, wake up, same thing.
Same difference. So you're a three times a day usually.
I mean, not three, like two,
Two?
like
So,
a training and a strength conditioning, maybe two times, 3 times a week with a strength conditioning, and then a couple runs a week too. So I'll probably run about like four to 5 times a week.
okay. So I'm up at 5. I do my running in the morning. It's first thing.
Nice.
I drink a glass of water. I'm out the door. Then I'm at the gym before work because I got to do all this nonsense before work.
Yeah.
I go to work for 8 hours, and then from 7 to 9, I'm at the boxing gym.
Nice.
But yeah, if I don't do it twice a day, I don't feel right.
I hear you.
But if I don't, like the one in the morning, I like the best because it kind of, if I don't do something in the morning, 2 o'clock in the afternoon comes around, I want to have a nap.
I hear you.
It's weird, right? Like, you go bust your ass in the morning for a couple hours, but and you think you'd be tired, but it actually gives you energy. But if you don't do it, you're getting tired in the afternoon. You want to have a little nap.
Yeah. I mean, because you get all those endorphins, right? So they always pumps you up, and you're full of adrenaline. That's why, like, when I train at nighttime, sometimes it's the worst because then I can't go to sleep. So I try to, like, yeah, exactly.
So I have a problem with my nose where I can't breathe out of it very well because it's been busted a few times. I got a weird light coming in here, but sometimes I have to take ephedrine to clean out the nasal cavity.
Yeah.
And if I take that at night, I'm up until 3.
Oh,
just
shit.
buzzing around like a crazy person.
Jeez.
But
then you have to wake back up at 5 o'clock.
Correct.
That's crazy.
It's nuts. So, on a personal life standpoint, you have a girlfriend. You live with your girlfriend. You have children.
No children.
No,
No children. I mean,
one
later
day.
on, later on,
Yeah.
later on, when everything kind of gets set. My girlfriend's like she's a little bit older than I am,
Okay.
so obviously, like she wants kids sooner than than later. But I told her, like when the time is right, everything will happen. So
Well,
yeah,
you never ask a lady her age. She looks 25 to me, so that's what we're going with.
perfect, perfect.
So, you guys have a lot of sporting events that go on in that city over there, Quebec, Montreal, and stuff like that. In between the Montreal Canadiens, you guys have junior hockey. You have a
Yeah,
football team. I believe
yeah,
you have an MLS team. You have all
yeah,
these things that are going on, along with Eye of the Tiger Management and their giant shows that they put on sometimes twice a month. You
yeah.
guys had the gym. There's a lot of stuff going on over there.
I yeah, we got a lot of sports, man.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
So
it's
when
like so many. It's yeah, you're right. It's crazy.
when I see a population like that with all these kind of sporting events that are going on, like we're gonna have different kind of sectors of people that like the Canadians, that like the MLS team, that like the Alouettes, that like all these things. But it seems that all the shows for boxing are usually very close to being sold out.
Yeah, I mean, because like I feel like Montreal and Quebec is like we're like a fighting city, like a fighting town. Like everybody, we they like to see fights. Like the casino shows are. It's not a big venue, the casino at all, but usually like it's always sold out. The any kind of boxing event we have, the Bell Center, all these Videotron Center, like we have some pretty popular guys. Like even if it's just locally, like the guys like when fighting fans like you, when fans like you, they will support. So that's what I've seen. Like a lot of people who like me, I don't even know them. Then I see a casino, they're like, "Oh yeah, I've been following you," and I come to every one of your fights. I'm like, I don't even know who this person is, but I still thank them, and like that's how they just follow you. Doesn't matter win or lose. I mean, that's usually once they love you, they'll stick with you, right?
I've had some interactions with some of the Quebec fighters over the last little while.
Yeah,
Simon Keane being the main one.
yeah.
He doesn't like me very much. That's fine.
No,
That's all good. But he's very popular in Quebec.
he's a popular guy. I mean, like big. I mean, he's a heavyweight.
Yeah.
Heavyweight, big heavyweight. Good looking dude. Looks like Clark Kent.
Right?
Has a Clark Kent look. You know, good body, everything. So I mean, like he's gonna be a popular guy. So French, white Quebecois guy. So he's definitely gonna be popular around here. So that's how it works around here.
The other one I've dealt with was Steve Bossy.
Okay.
Uh,
Steve Ball. I mean, he played hockey, so he's already like he has that. He played hockey for a while, like semi-pro hockey, and then I
yeah.
think he went to MMA.
Yeah.
So he fought in MMA for a couple of years. He even went into UFC,
Yeah.
and then he decided to box. Even though he wasn't really a boxer, he boxed, and like he sold a casino almost on his own once. So
Steve's a big name in Quebec. Like coming over, like hockey's a big deal in Canada.
Yeah.
Especially when you're a tough guy.
Oh, huge! He was one of those what do they call them, the fighters, right? So
yeah. He's an enforcer for his team.
That's an enforcer.
And if anybody ever wants to go look up Steve Bossy fights online, you'll find some hockey fights on YouTube. And oh my God.
Yeah, I've watched a couple. They're yeah, crazy.
So
crazy.
Steve Bossy, he fought a Mexican fella, and then he wanted to fight Jean Pascal.
Yeah.
I thought that was a terrible idea. I thought that Steve should fight me. And he didn't want to do that. He ended up blocking me on Instagram. That's fine. But,
oh, yeah?
Yeah. We did some videos and stuff like that. He didn't find it funny.
Okay.
It's all good. But he went over and he fought one of the best products that Canada has put out ever in the sport of boxing.
Yeah.
I don't know how you get that sanctioned.
I don't either. I mean, I guess because the whole McGregor, the same thing with McGregor Mayweather, right? Like, how does that even get sanctioned, right?
How do you sell that though? You can't even sell it with that argument because you're taking the best guy in MMA, and putting him against the best guy in boxing.
And then for us, it's not even like it was like I said it was like the poor man's McGregor Mayweather type of thing. I mean, like boxing wasn't even at the top in MMA, right? So. And Pascal was pretty much retired, and he said he's gonna come back and fight Bosse, which I don't know, kind of weird, but
Well,
they made it happen.
we've had these matchups going on, and so Dakota Boxing in Calgary did the same thing where they took an MMA champion in Jesse Arnett
Okay,
and pitted him against a boxing journeyman in Brian Samuel.
okay. How'd that turn out?
The MMA guy won.
Really?
Yes, it was very weird
Okay.
because you watched the Mayweather one where Mayweather. Listen, Connor did well.
Yeah, he did well, but I mean, like maybe I feel like he just did what he had to do, and
8 rounds is 8 rounds to me.
yeah, I hear you.
And then we go and we see Jean Pascal do the same thing to Steve Bosse,
Yeah,
where it was more prevalent to me in that fight that Jean Pascal was goofing around.
no, he was definitely goofing around. You can tell, like just the things he was doing, like he would throw like bolo punches and a whole bunch of different kind of stuff. So he was definitely just like I feel like he probably could have stopped the fight anytime he wanted to stop it, but
Round
he was
one.
trying to have fun with it a little bit.
Round one.
Yeah.
But you know what that fight did for Jean Pascal on BoxRec?
No.
Gave him 144 points.
No.
Moved him to number 1.
At cruiserweight, right?
At cruiserweight. Number 1 at cruiserweight on BoxRec with 1 cruiserweight fight.
Oh, that's crazy. But BoxRec is full of shit, though.
It is.
BoxRec is full of shit. I don't care what anybody says. Like it's cool in the beginning when you first turned pro. It's like, oh, I'm on BoxRec. Okay, yeah, I'm ranked this and that, but it's not. It's a weird system, and I mean, I would just go with the others. Like I won't go BoxRec. I'll go with like the actual world rankings. Like, okay, I'll check the WBC stuff. I'll check the IBF stuff. I'll check the North American stuff. So where I'm ranked there, like BoxRec is like whatever,
Well, I like BoxRec because it gives me information.
Yeah.
Where I can look at your whole record. I can see like the guys you fought. I can go and I can look. That's why I like it. I hate the point system.
Yeah, yeah. You can see who, like the guy I fought, and you can see the guys he's fought to see if he made any. One sec, sorry.
Hit it.
Okay, yeah. So you can see, you can see who the guy I fought. You can see all the opponents he fought. See who beat him and different kinds of things. So it's good that way too. Yeah.
It's good because like now I go and I can write, oh, Shakeel Finn. Okay, he's fought this guy, this guy, this guy. Okay, let's go to YouTube and watch Shaq beat these dudes up.
Yeah.
Now I did talk to Manny. This might be a touchy subject for you, so if you don't want to talk about it, then we don't have to.
Okay.
Now, you fought an Argentinian gentleman.
Yeah.
And from what I understand, he wasn't able to leave the country for a year. He got hurt bad.
Oh, yes. So it was the yes.
What happened?
Mexican guy, right?
Mexican. Was it a Mexican fella?
Yeah, it was a Mexican guy.
Oh,
yeah,
what happened?
Yeah. So that was my fight. I think I fought in Toronto.
Yeah.
And they brought in a guy, whatever. In Toronto, it's like the same day weigh-in rules, right? So they have same day weigh-in. So we fought a little heavier. We didn't fight at super middleweight. We fought at light heavyweight.
Yeah.
I mean, he looked fine to weigh-in and stuff too. And I don't know. I think the ref in that fight he didn't do his job. I think it was a seventh round. I dropped him really hard twice, and going into the 8th, I dropped him another 2 times, but the ref kept on getting him back up, and the ref finally stopped at the 3rd knockdown. And I was like, my coach was yelling from the corner to stop the fight.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but then we see him go back to his stool, and he kind of slumps in the corner a little bit, and they rush him to the hospital. Thank God there was a hospital next to the hotel where we fought, and they said he had a brain bleed.
Oh no!
So they said he had a brain hemorrhage, and we thought that he would have been going home maybe after a week of being in the hospital. This guy spent basically a good month, a month and a bit, and we had to raise funds, and we started a GoFundMe, and even Lennox Lewis went down to go see him. All different kind of people went to go see him and stuff, and because of that fight, the WBC at one point banned them going to Toronto and doing fights in Toronto.
Yeah.
Or in Ontario.
That was the reason.
That was the reason because of my fight.
Wow.
Yeah.
And this guy, he's all good now though?
Well, he's never gonna fight again.
Yeah.
But I mean he's apparently he's good. I checked up on him maybe sometime last year,
Yeah.
I messaged the coach that they had for me down here. He's like, yeah, he's very good, and his family's okay, and he's doing okay. So that's what matters, right?
That's a good thing. I like that because over the last little while, we've had some deaths in Canada with when it comes to boxing. Man,
Yeah, some bad ones, man.
it's tragic. Tim Hegg, he passed
Yeah,
in his fight. David Whittam,
yeah,
that guy was in the hospital forever in a coma.
I know, man. And my coach was actually at that fight where David Whittam fought against it was Gary Copus, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, so my coach was actually at that fight, and he was speaking to David Whittam after the fight, and he seemed okay, and it was just going home. I guess he must have it just happened. He fell asleep or something like that, and
didn't wake up. Yeah,
exactly.
So I was at the Tim Hegg fight. Tim Hegg fell and hit the canvas 3 feet in front of my face.
Oh my god!
And I'm very close with Adam, and that one was rough. But every day I go into the gym because I have young kids that I coach at the gym, and they're coming up. It's competition season now for amateur boxing, and I try to make it very clear to them that you don't play this sport.
Oh no. That's 100%. Like I already hate when people say, "Yo, when's your next game?" I'm like, "Yo, boxing's not a game. It's not a game. I can't play boxing." You know what I'm saying? Like this is a real fight. Anything can happen. Like knock on wood. Like people die. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah.
It's as real as it gets.
Oh yeah, 100%.
This isn't tennis where you lose a match, because we call boxing matches sometimes.
Yeah.
You lose a match and you go home, you dust yourself off and you pick yourself up and you go back out and you start batting that ball around again.
Yeah.
You lose a match in the wrong way in boxing, it's over.
It's over, and it can for a lot of guys, you go home, you have a little bumps and bruises, but for some other guys, they're in the hospital. You know what I'm saying? So, or even worse.
These little bumps and bruises on your face, though, Shaq, they all take an effect on your brain. At the end 100%. Of the day, every time you get hit, it's another tick.
Yeah,
tick,
that's what
tick.
Yeah, I always say to people they're like somebody like how you have your amateur guys. I have a couple of amateur guys too, and like a lot of these young guys going, they're like, Shaq, we want to spar all the time. We want to spar every day. I'm like, you can't spar every day. Like I was like that too, but I mean like it's like a rock. Like you're chipping at a rock. Like you said, you're chipping at a rock until there's nothing left. You can't chip anymore, right? So I mean like you don't want to be sparring all the time. You're still taking blows to the head. Doesn't matter if you have headgear or not. I mean, you're still taking blows to the head. So, I mean, at least, save your health for, when you're actually getting to real fights. So work on little things. Work on other things. Work on, today we'll do some technical sparring. You'll just slip the jab and, counter with this. And that's the only thing you're going to be doing for this today. And then you'll be okay. You'll have your hard sparring days, but you'll have that, maybe once or twice a week. It doesn't have to be every single day, right? So, that's what I'm trying to teach those guys.
We have different types of sparring. We even have sparring where we don't hit.
Yeah.
Footwork sparring or stuff like that. But yeah, I agree. Like we come up into competition season to get the guys going a little bit. We do it a couple times a week.
Yeah.
But we don't spar hard. I can't spar hard.
Yeah.
I'm from back. Like my face is a mess.
I hear you.
Like coming up, I went out to Victoria, BC, and I went to a gym, Zuma Martial Arts. It's one of the best gyms in Canada.
Yeah.
For MMA. But I got my ass kicked for a decade.
Yeah.
And now that I look back, I'm like, okay, well, maybe I wouldn't be where I am now without that, but would I remember to put my underwear in the underwear drawer?
Yeah, I hear you.
You know what I'm saying? But
I hear you.
Sparring is it can be technical, and I'm not mad at hard sparring though. Like if it happens, it happens. And
no, for sure. Like I mean, like I've been through wars in the gym. But it can't be like every day. You have to have your limits, me already, we'll do for my training camps. It'll be like either 2 times a week, sometimes 3, but the third day will be like more of a technical sparring day. So we'll have two sparrings where it's like, yo, we're going at it, and then the other day will be like, okay, we're moving around, we're working on little things. So yeah.
Now here's a question for you, because I'm kind of an asshole when it comes to sparring, and I'll go as hard as the other guy.
Yeah.
But if I get cracked, I'm going to pop off.
Yeah.
Now, have you ever been caught in the situation where you're going with a guy that's not quite as good as you, but he's trying to kill you?
It's happened a couple of times with some of the guys. Like, I'll be like, oh, Shaq, they're like, Shaq, can we spar or whatever? I'm like, yeah, come in, whatever. I don't mind. I'll be after classes. A couple kids want to spar with me, or even like grown guys want to spar. I'm like, yeah, why not? So I'm like, they're like, okay, yo, what are we gonna do? I say, yo, I kind of go at you guys' pace.
Yeah.
I'm here to help you guys, whether or not. So these guys start swinging. So I'm like, what are you guys trying to prove? So, you know, it happened a couple times where I had to drop a couple kids with a body shot or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, slow them down a little bit, you know, like.
So that's generally I'll go to the body.
Yeah.
Unless you're bigger than me. And then I'm going to your face.
I hear you.
But a little while ago, I was sparring with a guy. I won't say his name. I don't know if he listens to the show, and actually, I don't actually give a fuck if he does anyway. Nice guy, but he'd been begging me to spar for a month.
Okay.
And I'm like, fuck, man, no. Like, you know what's gonna happen? Because this guy is Shrek strong, man. Like, he's the strongest dude I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
But he doesn't know it.
Like strong, like physically strong, like a strong man strong, or like he actually punches hard and stuff too.
Like, oh, he punches hard.
Okay.
Like, so we start off 30 seconds and we're moving around. I'm pity patting and then wham! What the fuck was that?
Oh shit!
So I turned it up a little bit. I had 3 punches land, whop whop whop, and just boom. All right, I can't take another one of these because that time I seen stars and I had my guard up. He hit my gloves.
Shit.
And we're talking 16-ounce gloves.
No, I hear you.
So I threw 1, 2, 3, and the 3 caught him in the beak and broke his nose.
Oh, damn.
But I was like, fuck this, I'm done. I don't want to do it no more. I'm not tapping out, but I'm gonna end it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever been caught in that situation. I know that it's happened to a lot of guys.
Yeah, I mean, like on that, like where I had, like, it's mostly I try to just like cool them off, but like, usually guys don't like it to the body. So even if they're big, because especially with guys who are not that experienced, I don't want to hit them, crack them in the head too hard. I will if it's really like if they're really getting me heated.
Yeah.
I don't think I've been into a situation where like I've been that mad to like really, you know, crack a guy in the head and be like, okay, yo, relax, you know. But like more in the body, like, yo, cool them off a little bit.
Yeah.
I hit him to the body, then they're like, okay, shit, and I hit him again. And they drop them. Okay, all right, guys, relax. And I'm okay. We're good.
So a long time ago, I used to get verbal about it, where I'd say, "Okay, like, is this what you want to do? Do you want to have a fist fight?"
Yeah.
Okay, and then they would go and tell their friends, "Oh, that fucking Tanner guy's a bitch. He doesn't want to go hard." Well, fuck.
Yeah.
I don't care, bro.
Yeah.
You want to do it, we'll do it. I don't care. But it's funny when I've been in some really good gyms, and then you see the green guys come in and they spar with the pros, and it's on.
Yeah.
And then it's just 5, 6, 7, 8 punches to the body, and there's bodies laying all over the place on the floor.
Yeah.
But it's interesting.
Like
it's interesting to talk to a guy like you because you're a nice guy.
Yeah.
I'm a dick. But I'm a real asshole.
Okay.
But you're a nice dude. You're a smiley dude. You don't cuss a lot. I do. I'm a piece of shit. That's fine. But talking to a general nice guy like you, and you don't fucking mollywop anybody for that, which is cool. Yeah. And I respect that. You're just you're a nice guy, Shaq. You're smiley.
I mean, that's how it was raised. I don't know, man. Like, I've always been like this, and I mean, like, even like everybody says, like, yo, Shaq, it's so hard to, like, I never really seen you pissed, or it's hard to piss you off, or like Ian is always trying to get me. He's like, you need to get more mean and all different kinds of stuff like that. So I'm mean when I have to be, you know, like when I'm in the ring, obviously I'm a different person. Like Manny says, I have 2 different personalities. Like, okay, right now you're talking to Shaq, and he's like, okay, in the ring, there's a juggernaut, you know, so stuff like that. Like, it'll be like, there's a switch. So
I like the switch. I talk to my guys about the switch all the time. Like, you got to be able to turn it on and turn it off.
Yeah, exactly.
You have a very good system for doing that, I think.
Yes.
Next topic I want to talk to you about is something Manny told me, and it drives me absolutely insane that you're a vegan.
I don't know how I knew this was coming up, but I was like, hey, for sure he's going to mention the vegan thing, you know? So it's actually been a year now, about a year. So I made a switch last year, and I was like, it was more. So I watched this documentary. It was a fucked documentary on Netflix. I'm pretty sure you've seen it before or heard of it. It's called what's it called again? What the Health.
Okay, yeah, I've seen that.
It's on Netflix, and You know, like me, I was like I used to eat everything, anything. I like shit. Like people can bring me. I bring my mom called me like the garbage disposal. I'll finish people's plates. I'll eat everything. Like honestly, like you can't leave food around me type of thing. And I watched the documentary, and I was having trouble with some weight cuts and stuff, and it was getting a little bit tough. I was like shit, I need to do something. You know, I was thinking about hiring nutritionists, all different kinds of things. So, and then I watched a documentary called What the Health,
Yeah.
And kind of changed my view on like on eating meat and drinking milk and different stuff like that. And
Okay.
so I went to my fridge, took my milk, threw it in the sink, gave all my meat to my mom the same day after I watched the thing. I'm like, yo, I'm doing it. I'm going vegan. I'm like, fuck going vegetarian first. I'm going straight vegan. No animal products at all. No milk, no cheese, no eggs, no fish.
Wow.
None of that shit.
You don't wear it either.
Huh?
You don't wear leather, nothing?
So that's the thing. It's me. I say I'm a plant-based athlete. So I eat plant-based diet. I have a plant-based diet. But totally vegan, I have like, man, I got a lot of shoes, man. I got a lot of Jordans. I got a lot of so like a lot of things are like, there's a little bit of leather on it.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't wear like fur like crazy or like leather jackets. I mean, but I'm more of like, it's more for my health.
Okay.
Obviously, I'm conscious about what's going on with the animals and stuff like that, but it's really more for my health. And I'm not like an activist and like this kind of thing like that. Like I'm more like and peace and love and all that stuff. Like I'm really health-wise. I'm a vegan, like a plant-based, and only that. That's all I eat.
And you feel better physically?
Oh, 100%.
Okay.
100%. I feel better. I feel like now, because I feel like it took a little bit of time for my body to adjust.
Yeah.
But I feel like now my body's adjusted, and I feel great. I feel great every day. Especially the first couple months I was doing, I was like, wow, like I go to sleep, I wake up, like everything was on a good note, So. But now I feel great, and I feel like now I'm actually at my strongest. So I feel that I've ever been. So I feel really good.
So this is interesting to me because I'm on a different spectrum of that, where I don't enjoy buying meat from the grocery store.
Okay.
I'm a hunter.
Okay.
So mostly what's in my freezer is deer. I've went out and harvested it myself. I've butchered it myself. I've got it. I know where it comes from.
Okay.
So when you say that you watched that documentary, what bugged you the most? Was it the way that the meat was being processed and the way that the animals were being treated?
I mean, like, see, it was, because I feel like you see, like, I feel like, okay, people have a dog. I don't have a dog, but my girlfriend has a dog. My girlfriend has a dog at her house, right? So her parents have a dog. And people have pets. I mean, like, you could have a pet pig. You could have a pet, so... But then, like, if I shoot a dog or if I cook it, like if I cut a dog's head off and like whatever, boil it, whatever, then I'm considered fucking crazy, right? Like, or like, oh my god, that's you can't do that. It's a dog.
Yeah.
But like, it's a pig. It's the same shit. So it's still an animal, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you don't see like unless you're in China or whatever. Like, then you see people like going around killing dogs and shit. But I mean, like, you don't see people walk around with their dogs all the time around here, or walk around. They have cats at home and they don't be eating them and stuff. So it's the same thing for these kind of animals. But the thing that bothers me the most is like, like a lot of these meats cause cancerous shit. So I mean, like, or other kind of health problems and stuff are caused from meat. Like, I mean, you won't really see like somebody who like is eating like more plants like that, who have like a lot of like high cholesterols or like this and that,
Yeah.
So maybe they're missing some vitamins that you get from meat and whatnot. But I just feel like it's a better way of living and a better, there's obviously evils in both. Like, I mean, like, we're eating all these plants, but we're taking away from different stuff too. So there's just a little bit of, I just feel it's the lesser evil.
I respect that. I listen. I don't get mad at anybody that decides to eat a plant. That's a personal decision, and I would never press meat on anybody that didn't want to eat it. Or I expect the same thing from a vegetarian or a vegan, right?
I'm the same way, man.
I find it very interesting as to why these switches happen.
Yeah,
and I respect it, but like I don't drink milk. I think it's disgusting.
Yeah.
I can't do it. It's gross.
I hear you.
Now I like eggs.
Yeah.
I like fish. I've been eating deer for the last month. It's different.
Yeah.
Like if I go down to the grocery store and I buy a T-bone steak, Okay, cool. But there's something to be said about actually going out and gathering it yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a lot of fucking work, bro.
Oh, for sure,
Now,
for sure.
this deer that I put in my freezer this year, I didn't get with a rifle. Got it with a bow.
Oh shit.
Took me 3 weeks.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So that when we go hunting, there's different tags that you can buy. So that I have a bow and I have a rifle, and I try to do this the most humane way possible.
Yeah.
Like I like the element of fair chase.
Yeah.
And I think that the animals deserve that kind of respect too. Like where we can't put out a bucket of feed and say, "Okay, come over here." You can go find them.
Yeah.
Go work for it. But I don't like it when I see some of these guys and they wing them in the Arsend or something like that.
Yeah.
And then they're tracking them for 2 days because they're hurt, right? Okay, well now you've wronged that. And realistically, when you've wronged that animal in that way, there's a thing called adrenaline.
Yeah.
And it rushes blood through your system. And you know what that does to the meat?
No.
It wrecks it.
Okay.
Because all the endorphins it's rushed so much blood into the meat that it's basically like me punching you in the eye and you get a bruise and then I want to eat your cheek.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? It's like that.
I see.
But yeah, the element of fair chase, the element of doing it humanely, they need to be taken into effect, right?
Yeah.
And when you put a cow into one of those vices and you squeeze, I don't know if you've seen these videos on Instagram. They squeeze them, they flip them upside down. Like,
yeah.
Could you imagine?
That's
No, thank you, sir.
Yeah.
I'll pass.
Yeah.
Or these ducks that they put a funnel in their mouth and they force feed them all this food. That's just craziness.
Yeah, or they have them all cooped up in the same, all in the same little truck, whatever, all together and all sick and all. Anyways, yeah.
Listen, Shaq, I know you're probably parked in the mall parking lot right now, wanting to go in and buy your shorts, and I'm driving you nuts.
No, I'm good, man. I just don't want the only thing is I just don't want my phone to die on you.
Well, okay, well let's wrap this thing up. We've been almost doing it for an hour.
Okay.
Now you're a high level performing athlete in boxing. Do you have sponsors you want to thank right now?
I mean, I'm still looking for sponsors. I'm trying to get all my vegan guys to get me some sponsors. So I mean, right now I don't really have any big sponsors. I mean, Manny Montreal is like my biggest guy. So shout out to Manny Montreal. Shout out to my gym, Donnybrook, and shout out for everybody who's just been helping me out in my career.
I will shout out today, Meaty Vegan.
Okay.
Because I have a gentleman that has a plant-based diet on the show right now. Sponsor him.
Yes.
Sponsor Shaq.
Holla at me, man. Holla at me.
I'm guessing you like hot sauce, and that's not a racist thing.
I love hot sauce, man. I love hot sauce.
Me too. Meaty Vegan.
I love hot sauce. And I love grape juice too.
Well, Meaty Vegan makes some of the best hot sauce of all time, guys. Sponsor Shaq. I'm gonna hit him up for you,
man.
You want to help me do my sponsors?
Yeah.
You want to help me?
Yeah, for sure.
All right, guys. The podcast today was brought to you by Onnit. You know what Onnit is?
No.
Joe Rogan owns Onnit.
Okay.
So if you guys go to www.onnit.com/TFS podcast, make some purchases. Get some New Mood. Do you know what New Mood is, Shaq?
I have no idea what that is.
So New Mood it's a fully plant-based thing.
Okay.
But you take it before bed. It's the 5-HTP, the L-tryptophan in it. You wake up in a great mood in the morning.
Okay.
So you've heard of Happy Pills?
Yes, I have.
These actually work, though, because I'm a piece of shit. And I'm always in a bad mood. But whenever I take New Mood before I go to bed, I wake up in a great mood. And my wife thanks me, too.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, you as a performance athlete, you should definitely check out Onnit and check out Shroom Tech Sport.
I'll definitely check that out for sure, man.
Because, again, all plant-based.
Okay.
Now, Shroom Tech Sport is cordyceps mushrooms. Have you ever heard of cordyceps mushrooms?
No.
Okay. So I can't remember the country, but cordyceps mushrooms, they grow in the hills up there, and the cows were up there eating them.
Okay.
And now we're talking like way up in the mountains, and they're eating these mushrooms, and they're like, well, how the hell are these cows getting up? They shouldn't be able to get up there because they shouldn't be able to breathe.
Yeah.
Cordyceps mushrooms.
Ah, okay.
Right? So this is the sport, Shroom Tech Sport, energy and endurance. I take this before I go to the gym. It's like a pre-workout, but you don't get any of the nasty jitters.
Okay.
So onnit.com/TFS podcast, and you guys will save 10% on any of your purchases. Now, I see you got a little bit of scruff on the bottom here. You're going to grow that out a little bit?
Man, the thing is, my beard is not like yours, man. I wish I could have a beard like that. Mine's grows in kind of patches, bro.
Bro, you use the Tough Canuck Beard Company beard oil. They'll fix that shit for you. I'm telling you right now, they'll fix it.
Okay.
Tough Canuck Beard Company, toughcanuckbeardcompany.ca. Go check them out.
All right.
Okay, my next question is, do you know anything about CBD?
Heard of it, like I guess, like, weed oil, whatever, but I have never tried it.
So CBD, I use it on a regular basis, does not get you high.
Okay.
CBD is the counteractive to THC. So if you take too much THC, you take CBD to sober up. So guys, Sovereign Extracts. These guys make some of the... I got their shirt on right now too. Didn't even show you. But they make some of the best CBD products on the planet. I will show you guys the vaporizer today. Vaporizer... They are good for your lungs. It's not like smoking a goddamn cigarette.
Yeah,
so if you guys Google anything about marijuana in your lungs, you're going to see some nasty shit.
Yeah.
When you use a vaporizer, it turns that oil into a water vapor. So it's basically like the steam coming off the pot when you're boiling broccoli or anything like that.
Yeah.
It doesn't affect your lungs or your breathing. But CBD is the greatest thing that I've come across in my life. It's changed my life.
Nice.
So check out Sovereign Extracts. I'm done with my sponsors, I think, for today, Shaq. You want to get the fuck out of here? You can go buy some new shorts.
Yeah, bro.
Okay. Last thing I'm going to tell everybody. Bad Guy boxing hats. If you send me some Donnybrook stuff, I'll send you some Bad Guy stuff, Shaq.
Bro, let's make that trade, baby. Let's make that trade.
You can piss Dario off because he'll be angry. Guys, this is the purple and pink hat. All proceeds for this hat will go to breast cancer.
I love that, man. I love that.
So if you go to finalshoppodcast.com, these are $40. These things cost me $13 to make. The rest of the proceeds after the hats are paid for will go to breast cancer.
Nice.
Unfortunately, I'm not a millionaire, or I would just donate the $40, but I gotta at least make my money back on the hats. But the rest, even if it's 25 cents, guys, 25 cents matters.
For sure.
So go over to the finalshoppodcast.com, purchase yourself a Bad Guy breast cancer hat, and we'll try to make some stuff happen. Shaq, thank you very much for coming on the show, man. You just made a new fan. I'm a fan now.
Oh, man, I appreciate that, man. Hopefully I can get you to like me more than Dario one day.
Hey, Dario's kind of a fucking cocksucker too, so like you never know. Yeah, we might become better friends than Dario. But
all right, man.
Listen, bro. Good luck on December 1st.
Thank you. I hope you'll be watching.
I hope it's a fucking draw.
Okay.
I will be watching. Thank you for your time. Thank you to your lovely girlfriend for putting up with me for the last hour. Have a fantastic day, guys. We'll talk to you later, brother.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it, man.
All right. Peace.